And I just stopped creating art. I don't know why. I hate myself for it. This is my second take because I'm terrible at talking. So we're gonna try again. Hello, my name is Sai-chan, if you don't already know me. And I'm assuming a lot of people who are watching this are like my friends or like acquaintances, people who know me. If you do know me, I like creating art, I like painting. I used to do it all the time. And so the point of this series that I'm creating for you guys and for myself is to keep myself more accountable on creating more stuff, creating more pieces, being more creative basically. And yeah, so it's gonna be my first episode of me just trying to complete a piece again and trying to get into the hang of coloring and holding a pencil again, because it feels kind of new to me again, and it's kind of sad and it kind of sucks, but we will work through this together. Hopefully throughout this series you guys will see me like growing, not only like with technique wise but like mindset wise, of like not being so negative about my pieces and stuff, because I feel like most artists in general are so biased and like so critical and mean to themselves and their art pieces, and I'm kind of like that too. Like I always feel like I'm bashing on my artwork. I don't even mean to, it's just like kind of like impulse. Hopefully in this series you will see me slowly improving with the way I talk and, you know, just in general. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't mind me like rambling on about random topics. I will get better at this, I promise. I'm still new to this, okay? So yeah, thanks for joining me on this journey. Okay, this is a sketch I already previously worked on. I want to ink it and I want to color it, but I think for this particular video I think I will just ink it to make it a little easier for us. Either way, it's still really exciting for me to be doing this finally. This little, I'll show y'all a clip of it, but it's like a stand for your phone where you can record. You can attach it to your table, so it's really helpful. It's really helpful. Hopefully y'all can see. There we go. But anyway, it's really helpful to have this because when I first started making videos a long time ago, when I used to make art videos on Sai-chan, I'll probably like make a link or something. I'll make a link on my video in the description so y'all can watch my old videos. I used to create a lot of art videos like this, but I didn't have a stand. I couldn't afford to get like, you know, a nice little tripod thing. I did have a tripod for a while, but that was really not helpful at all because the legs stick out too much, and like it was just not helpful. Like it wouldn't be able to like zoom into my table, so then like it wasn't even good for making art videos, is what I'm trying to say. But this thing that I have right now is totally a game changer. I'm really happy I got it. It's not the best quality though, so I'm like worried that it might fall apart in like the future, but right now it's doing me good, and that's all that matters, you know? Anyways, I've been really happy lately, like genuinely. Here I was just rambling on about random stuff, as always. You know, life is really hard to enjoy sometimes, especially if you have a mental illness, if you're going through depression, if you're suicidal. I think now more than ever is like super important to reach out to people, because I mean right now we're kind of living in like a digital age, you know what I mean? Like everything is like online now, and like everyone is doing classes online, you know, people are communicating with each other through like via online, like the internet and Facebook and YouTube. And I feel like it's so hard to get a connection with people on like just through chatting on text and YouTube or like Facebook and Instagram. It's not easy to have that bond or like get that bond from people. And I saw this like tweet on Twitter, someone saying like it's especially like harder for kids because this is like their young years, you know, and like this is the years that they should be outside and enjoying their lives because you're only young once. And that like stuck to me. I was like, wow, that's so true. Like me, I'm like not even considered a kid anymore. I'm like an adult. I'm like an adult age. But the point is like a lot of people are like losing time, like time that they could be using to grow or like, you know, to enjoy life, especially for young kids and the younger audience. And I think it's really sad. I don't know where I'm going with this. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't know where I'm going with this conversation. But what I'm trying to say is like, if you're ever going through anything, even whether you're young or an adult, always try to reach out to people. Like as hard as it is, I would know, because I actually hate reaching out to people. And I hate asking for help. Like, I feel like a loser. And if you feel like that, if you feel like me, like, just remember you're not a loser for asking for help, you know? There's nothing to be ashamed of for wanting help. And I actually admire people who are like that, who know they need help and ask for help. Because it's not easy to, you know, let down your guard and let down, you know, that wall you have. It's not easy to let people into your life, is what I'm trying to say. And I commend people who can do that, because even I struggle with that a lot of times. I'm just rambling now. I'm so sorry. I ramble a lot when I make videos. And actually, I haven't made a video like this in a long time, so I'm like kind of like enjoying it. No, but like on a serious note, life for me, I cannot complain, you know. So many people have lost families, so many people have lost, you know, their lives even. And I just can't complain. Whether you didn't enjoy this pandemic at all, or if you did, if you went on vacations, which I know a lot of people did, still went on vacation. I don't want to call anyone out, because you know who you are. Like, I mean, it's just, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, people will still be selfish no matter what, you know? You just gotta like move on and like deal with it. As long as like people are going on vacation, that's like bad, you know, but as long as they're not hurting anyone, they're wearing a mask and using hand sanitizer, that's fine, okay? Like, that's okay. But there's some people who are like throwing parties, like come on now, like that is too much. That is like crossing the line. How selfish can you be? I just feel like everyone should be held accountable. You know, obviously I wasn't home the entire pandemic, but I never went like on vacation. I never went really like super far away. I never did anything like that. I feel like these people are like either selfish or like they just not thinking. And that's not good either, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I have like mixed thoughts on that whole situation. Like, I want to know what you guys think about people going out during COVID and like, you know, traveling and stuff. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Do you guys hate those people? Do you think they're selfish? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. We're not coming for anyone. We're not doing that. We're just discussing thoughts and opinions, okay? Okay. Just want to make sure that's clear, because I don't want any hate on this channel as much as possible, even though I know hate is always bound to happen. I want to keep this as friendly as possible. Fun fact, I hate inking my drawings. Like, it's like my least favorite part, but it's like the most important part, where you like add your like, you know, your super high details. But for me, I just hate it. Like, I hate inking so much. If I could pay someone to ink my drawings, I would just do that. By the way, if you hear my family in the background, I'm very sorry. Hopefully this YouTube thing works out so I can move out. Just kidding.
I'm really not, though.
I'm just kidding. I love my family a lot. They're very kind people. We're just gonna pretend like this is not a perfect heart earring. It has some problems. It's going through a life crisis. Normally when I draw, I usually listen to music. So this is really freaking weird. I definitely want to do more like sketches in the future, because this is a little more complicated. I feel like if I did a sketch, it would have been way more easier. I love drawing hair personally. It's like one of my favorite things to ink. Even though I've established that I hate inking, I do love inking hair because it's very therapeutic for me. That's the thing about hair. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be fun to do.
So I started to talk about racism and like hate crime in the Asian community, especially where I'm living in SF.
It's just
So yeah.
sad to see in the news that people are getting assaulted and like killed even from like these hate crimes, and it's really sad. Like, our world doesn't need any more hatred, you know? Our world needs more love and more kindness, more understanding. Obviously, I'm not perfect myself. I struggle with my own problems, with my own inner demons. I don't allow that to change how I treat other people. No matter how bad my days get, I don't go around like assaulting and hurting people. Like, that's just so wrong in so many ways. Like, I just don't know what's going on in this world right now. You have the option of, like, never looking at the news and all that, because obviously the news is like super negative, like literally all the time. The news is super, like, it just brings you down. And you have to find a balance between knowing what's going on in the world and also taking a step back so that you don't let the news and like the negative news outlets like get to you, And it's just a hard time for everyone right now. But what I'm trying to say is just try as much as you can to spread more love, spread more positivity, be kind to people even if they're not kind back, I feel like everyone should be able to talk about their views about what's going on in the world, because everyone has opinions. Everyone's opinion is valid, by the way. Everyone's ideas, everyone's thoughts, those matter and those count. And if you've ever felt like your opinion doesn't matter or like doesn't count, I'm sorry you feel that way. Just know that to me it does matter. I love drawing hair, I love inking hair. It brings me a lot of therapy. This is my therapy that I refuse to pay for. I have yet to find a good therapist, or like a therapist that's right for me. Sadly, I'm still looking for a therapist. I don't know, I just feel like therapy is expensive, obviously. You don't need it if you know how to heal. But for people who struggle with healing, people who struggle with like self-love, it's harder for them to heal. And I just think that, for one, I don't think therapy should be so expensive as it is right now. People who have mental illnesses should be more like talked about, like should be more known. Even like different kind of illnesses, not even just depression or anxiety. There's more, obviously. There's more that people struggle with. People struggle with like bipolar disorders and all kinds of things, and it should be talked about more. I feel like, there's always something to learn, If anyone here that's watching this is struggling with anything, just know that you're never alone, and that there's someone that loves you and cares about you. If anything, you can always reach out to me. I'm always available for you guys. Y'all got a friend in me, alright? Alright. I feel like all of us actually are like so hard on ourselves when we don't do things we're supposed to, or like we're not where we're at, or like we're not where we want to be in life, or stuff like that. Like, that should not like mean like you can be mean to yourself, Like, just because you're not where you want to be right now doesn't mean you won't be in like a couple of years. Like, even this, for me, this may seem like a small like thing for you guys. No matter how like unfair life gets, like, you will always have the opportunity to bounce back. You will always have that opportunity to pick yourself up again and get that second chance. Some people don't get that opportunity. I feel like if you're alive right now, if you're like watching this right now, there might be like a message that you can take from this. Hopefully it's to never give up. I really can't multitask. That's my issue. I cannot. For the life of me, I cannot multitask. I cannot think and do something at the same time, honestly. Using a Micron. I love Microns, by the way. They're my favorite. They're my favorite inking pen. Next to Copic Multiliners. This is also in a 0.1. I hope I will be able to get into digital art in this series with you guys, because obviously digital art is like the next, like, it's the big thing right now when it comes to art. I feel like digital art looks so much cleaner, and you can like edit it a lot on like programs and like Photoshop and stuff. You can make saturation like so much brighter. I feel like digital art is so versatile in a way. I just feel like I don't have that attachment towards digital art compared to traditional art, because this is how I started off, obviously. I will always have a love for like traditional art. You can't make any mistakes with traditional art. There's obviously some ways and techniques to get it erased. Like, you can paint white over your like mistakes and stuff like that. But when it comes to like digital art, you can like fix any mistake you do, unless you make a mistake in a layer or something. There's so many ways where you can like shortcut your art in digital art. But when it comes to traditional art, there is no shortcut. I mean, there is techniques that you can use to like make your traditional art better. But what I'm saying is, options are more limited with traditional art compared to digital art. Even though digital art is like so complex in its own, I feel like there's so much more ways to cheat the system with digital art. I don't know. That's just my take. Maybe my opinion will change once I try it. Because like I said, I've only tried it a couple times when I was younger. This is such an exercise for my wrists, by the way. I'm not even joking. By the way, if you have friends who are creators, whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's baking, whether it's cooking, please support them. If y'all are supporting celebrities and, you know, the things that they do, why don't you have that same energy for your friends that are creating stuff and trying to make a living? Because trust me, your friends who are trying to sell things, who are trying to create a business and stuff like that, they need the support more than that celebrity. I feel like if you're friends with them, you should support them in any way you can, even if it's through a post, sharing what they created, or showing other people, like in your own time. You know, it's the small things that matter and the small things that count. Because for the longest time, I felt so dead. I felt so drained. Also had a big thing to do with like my work and where I was working at. And now that I left the place, I feel like I'm starting to, you know, catch up with myself after all these long months of not feeling like myself, you know? In a way, I feel like bad days, usually it's like kind of like a yin and yang, basically. Like good days make you realize how blessed you are to be over those bad days, and like bad days are there to remind you of like there will be good days coming. I really don't know if I make any sense. I hope I make sense to someone out there. You can't have good days without bad days, because you wouldn't have those bad days to know what good days are, you know? I hope all of you guys are having a good day whenever you watch this. Whether it's a good day or not, just know that good days will always be coming for you. I suggest you all, if you're into art, even if you're not, if you ever want to do a painting or anything, I suggest you use reference. Don't feel bad. Like, it's there to help you, you know? And you'd be surprised. A lot of people use reference and usually don't even credit like the reference, and that's a big no-no. Do not do that. If you use reference, don't lie about it. Don't be one of those people. Since I was young, art has always been something that has like made me feel more in tune with myself. Like, I've never been good at speaking. Like all my life I've always been more of like an introvert, and I always stayed indoors. I never really liked going out. And art has always been there for me, and this is very crucial for me. I have to really hold down the paper or else I'm gonna make a wrinkle, and that's happened to me so many times before, and it's ruined almost all of the artwork. So when you're erasing your pencil marks, make sure you're careful. I feel like even from this, compared to my other video that I made I think it was how long ago already? It's been like 5 months since I made the art blog video. I think you can tell already from this compared to my other piece that I made for that video. There's a big improvement in facial features. So. I don't know. And now we're gonna continue on to coloring. This giant thing I have here is where I keep a lot of my refills. Okay, there's 2 random stuff here for painting, but don't mind that. So here I have my okay, I'll just leave it closed for now. Here I have my most used Copic marker skin tones. So I need to make sure before I use them that they're all filled. So I just want to quickly show you guys how I refill these markers. EO2. Right, here's my EO2. So what I often do is I like to check both sides, make sure I know which side looks like it might be running out of ink. And it looks like to me it might be the tip, this is the tip I use most of the time. So with that being said, I am going to refill it just like this. So I'll always have it downward like this so that the ink will go absorb into the nub or the tip. So just like so. I want to be slow because this can really really stain your table. I think this marker is pretty good. I think you already know the drill. I'm just gonna check both sides, see if both are dry. I'm gonna add the ink on the side that looks more dry. In this case, I think it's right here. So I'm gonna make sure it's the same one. E33, E33. I'm gonna add some on this side as well, because this side looks kind of dry too. Just a tad bit. Just a couple drops. Because I don't want it to be overpacked with ink. Just enough ink so that I can color my piece clearly. Last time you guys saw me, I got something for myself for future videos to use, and I got this Faber-Castell. This is 48 pieces. I heard a lot of good reviews about it for coloring, so really excited to try this out. This looks so bad. Wow. I really don't know what I'm doing half the time, okay guys? Like, I hope that makes y'all feel a little bit better. Hold on, I need to look at a reference. This is my problem. Most artists do use references when they're drawing. And I don't. And I was never really fond of using references for my art because I feel like I always felt like I was cheating or like copying, you know? But the truth is, every artist and everyone who likes drawing should use references because that's how you improve. Because references are there to help you and guide you on how to draw something properly. If I used reference, this would look way better. Basically, I'm calling myself out, guys. I'm clearly calling myself
I want to be positive, guys, but I mean, look at that rose.
Okay? Use reference so your art won't look like shit like mine.
No, but seriously, guys, don't feel bad about using references because it's there to help you.
Okay, there you go. With that being said, I'm gonna continue trying to fix this shit up. If it's even possible. I don't even know if it's possible at this point. It looks so bad. What in the world is this? I'm giving up, guys. No, on a serious note though, like, learn from me, guys. Learn from me. I literally want to rip this up right now. I'm just gonna be honest. I've never felt truly proud of any of my artwork. And that's really sad. And I feel like a lot of artists can honestly agree. Art is about, like, you know, more than just looking perfect. You know, art is about expressing yourself. I feel like art is about the individual and how they work, even if things aren't perfect. As long as you execute it in a way that works for you, and as long as you're improving, that's all that matters, I think. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Sorry, guys. I really should write down what to say next time. We're learning together, guys. All right. We're learning together. I'm curious if any of you guys were into doing art when you were younger or into YouTube, because I was such a big fan of Mark Curly on YouTube. I hope someone recognizes who I'm talking about, because he was like the OG. This looks awful. But like I said, we're gonna push through. It's okay if your art's not perfect. Even if it's far from perfect, it's okay. Still be proud of yourself for creating something. No matter how terrible it might look to you. My problem with some artwork that I do, I get tired of it easily. Actually, most of them, I get tired of it easily. So oftentimes I need a break from doing a piece so that I don't get tired of it and like completely stop doing it altogether. Yeah, continue on. Continuing on. It's fine if things don't look perfect, guys. It's just a reminder. Because oftentimes I catch myself still being like, what the hell? This is shit. I need to rip this up right now. I still catch myself doing that all the time. All the time. And like, look, I just made a mistake. I'm just gonna go with it. You still gotta be proud of yourself. Even if your art looks terrible, at least you made an art piece instead of nothing. I do feel like by now my art should look way better. By now I should have like a better proficiency in coloring and in art in general by this time. But I kind of just like stopped practicing, and that's where it all went downhill. So if you're like interested in art too, like me, just push yourself to keep making stuff, even if you don't like it, because that's how you grow. That's honestly how you grow in anything. You keep practicing, even if you're terrible. Like, you will eventually, you know, get better, right? Isn't that how it works? Me asking myself that, like, I don't already know that.
That's trying to look like a weed or something. That does not look like it's for a flower. Whatever. That looks like it belongs to, you know, some magical, magical plant that's meant for a medicine thing. I'm just kidding. We're a weed-friendly account over here. Obviously, because I smoke.
I feel like one of my biggest problems too, when just in general, I feel like I'm never good enough, you know? And that's the problem with, like, it's such a bad mentality to have, you know, because that doesn't even allow you to like have room to improve, because you just think you're not good enough and then you just quit, you know? And hopefully, I hope this inspires someone, at least, even if it's just a little bit, to keep working on themselves, keep working on what you're passionate about. Just don't give up on what you're passionate about, even if you're not amazing at it, you know? A good trick, actually, for Copic markers, if you feel like your ink is like running out, just open both of the what do you call these? Remove both of the covers so that more airflow will go into here and release more ink, basically. I actually don't know if that's even scientifically proven, but I heard it from an artist a long time ago. So I've kind of just been like doing that ever since. My favorite colors are pink and red. I love pink and I love red. I would say black is also one of my favorite colors, but I feel like black doesn't really count as a color, honestly. I'm just putting dots on these just to add a little more interesting, I guess. What I want to work on in this series is adding more backgrounds to my artworks, because I feel like I'm so lazy to do that. And I feel like a background really does an art justice, especially if you know exactly what you're doing. But I mean, if you wing it too, there's nothing wrong with that, because obviously I'm doing that. As long as you just do whatever makes you happy. Oh my, you guys got to the end. That's surprising. Thank you guys for
getting to the end of my video and seeing this outro. That means a lot. Thank you. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, even though it wasn't that much. It wasn't really special. I just drew like a random girl and try to make the best out of it. I was feeling really discouraged with the piece. I wasn't really liking it, but I wanted to push through and finish it for you guys, because I mean, this is part of the journey. Like, not every piece you make you're gonna like, you know? And that's part of being an artist as well. Like, most of the time you're not gonna like the stuff that you make, but it's part of practicing, you know, it's part of getting better. So that being said, thank you guys for joining me on this journey. My voice is getting raspy. I need water. Water break. If you're seeing this, you gotta take a water break with me. Grab your water right now. Grab your water. I'm waiting. I'm eating. You got it? All right, cheers. Thank you guys for watching my video, and I hope you're hydrated. See you guys next time. I don't know how to end this. All right, bye. Sorry.